March 8th marks International Women's Day. It celebrates the achievements of women in all fields and raises awareness on women's and gender issues. But the day also highlights the disparity between men and women in the workforce. This contributes to the stymieing of women and cost the global economy trillions of dollars. In its latest report, Moody's Analytics says closing the gap in wages between men and women could boost the world's economy by around 7% or $7 trillion. Although women invest more on their education than men in OECD countries, many land in lower level and lower paid positions below their skill level. The global gender gap has been closed by 68.1% so far, but at the current rate, it will take 132 years to reach full parity. Let's get more on this now with Yasmin Besen-Casino in New Jersey. She's a professor of sociology at Montclair State University. Many thanks for joining us today. So, Professor, it's really interesting. I thought that this week, IMF's managing director, Kristalina Georgieva herself, said that she had to work twice as hard as men to be equal to her male colleagues. How would you describe this problem, this situation in 2023? Because she also said that there was a step back in recent years rather than advancement.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Much progress has been made in terms of gender equality in the workplace. But the progress has been extremely slow and really uneven. And progress has been stagnant in the past couple of decades. And the recent COVID-19 pandemic really threatened to overturn decades of progress. Many women lost their jobs, many had to leave the workplace, and many had to cut back hours due to caregiving responsibilities. A lot of childcare, sick care, and elder care, as well as housework. Today, as you know, many women outpace men in education in a lot of OECD countries and in higher education especially. But these gains in education have not been translated into gains in the labor force.
Interesting that even during COVID, taking a toll on women again. And I wonder, on the finance side of things as well, it would be value added as well if we really managed to close the gender pay gap. And how much would global growth gain as a consequence?
As you mentioned, according to Moody's, it's a $7 trillion boost, and this is a 7% boost. But it's not just about the money. We have been educating women, but especially when they have children, due to lack of parental leave policies or reliable childcare and affordable childcare, we kick them out of the workforce. And this is a big loss for not just economies, but countries in general. If we can offer affordable childcare and quality childcare, and of course, transparency in pay, we can keep women in the workforce and really benefit from society.
Right, and on this last point, Professor, there's been a lot of talks on maternity leave, but would providing longer paternity leave help drive change in the right direction?
Absolutely, and I think this is not just about women, and this is not a women's issue. This is about men and women and societies in general. And we do know that when we have affordable childcare and better leave policies, we have fewer absenteeism in general, and people can really focus on their jobs and be more productive.
And one last question. In 2023, what's the priority? What needs to be done now? What are the steps that need to be undertaken as soon as possible?
Well, it all starts with representation. Women really do outpace men in education, but they really need to be represented in higher paying professional and high authority jobs. We just don't see equal number of women in those types of jobs. But that's not enough. Getting them there is not enough. We really have to have the support system to keep them in those jobs, like parental leave policies and high quality, reliable and affordable childcare. And for the pay gap, it's really important to have salary transparency, both in the public and private sectors. And I know a lot of companies are starting that, but just knowing how much others are paid makes a big difference, and creating a culture where you talk about money and you can negotiate.